Module 4, Entity Navigator. In this module, we will cover how to search for a sports club. Let us begin. If you're searching for a community club or committee, begin by logging into the database as outlined in Module 1. Click on the Entity Navigator from the home page. This is the first screen of the Entity Navigator. You will notice that it's similar in format to the Contact Member Navigator and the Reports Navigator. On the left-hand side contains search or filter fields used to find the entity record. Like the Contact Member Navigator, there are 3 different types of fields or filters. The first are data fields, which allow you to type in a value to filter or search on. For example, the entity name field. Another type of field are checkboxes. This can include chapter, region, community, and club checkboxes. And finally, there are drop-down filters. These filters present a list of the possible values in the field and allows you to select one of those values. Before we begin searching for an entity, there are some important things to keep in mind when looking for a community or club in the database. Entities can be searched by any of the fields we see on this screen. What's important to note is that if you don't put in any search criteria, the database will assume that you wanted to search for all the records that you had access to. With this in mind, the more information you specify in your search criteria, the fewer results and the more accurate or specific the results will be. With this understood, let us try our first search. Begin by entering any of the information that you know of the entity that you are searching for. It's vitally important that when editing or searching for a record, that the correct record is being accessed. If you know the entity ID number, this is often the fastest and most accurate method of searching, as it's unique to every entity in the database, and therefore is the quickest and most foolproof way to ensure that you're viewing the correct record. If you don't know the ID number, then it's necessary to conduct a more extensive search to help you find the correct record. If you are unaware of what one of the fields is asking for, click on the question mark above it, which will provide a more detailed instruction. You will notice that if you select one of the checkbox fields, additional fields relating to that selected checkbox will appear on the search screen. Once you have filled in the necessary information, you can click Search or simply hit your Enter key. On the right-hand side will appear the search results, and below a summary of information about the selected entity. And finally, click on the entity that you wish to open. Now that you know how to locate a record, we're now going to look at what the entity record includes. There are several key types of entity records that are tracked by the database. For the purposes of this training video, we will focus on community clubs. Once in a club record, direct your attention to the top left of your screen. You will see 4 icons. The first icon is the Print Screen button. This will allow you to print the entire profile of the entity's record. The next icon is the Adobe File button. By clicking on this, a copy of the record will open in a new window in a PDF format. If you scroll down, you'll be able to see the club's contacts, a list of all the athletes within the club, and the coaches and volunteers. From Adobe Acrobat Reader, you'll be able to save and print a copy of the record to your computer. Below is where you will find information including the chapter, region, and community that the club is in. Organization name refers to the club's facility, and below you'll find this facility's address. If you scroll down, you will see the Club Type field. This field identifies the type of program offered by the club, such as a community sport club or competitive sport club. If the program is a school club, then information for the fields school board and school level will be required. You will also notice a field titled Club Public Display Information. This field is used to source for contact information displayed in the club search tool for online applicants. It's a text field where you will find information in regards to the age requirement for the club, practice dates and times, registration fees, the club's ability level, and if there are any adapt components. If you wish to update the information on the club record, you must submit the new information to your provincial database coordinator to make the changes. This completes your training for Module 4. You'll be required to complete a short quiz within the Learning Management System before proceeding on to Module 5.